The Diary of Thoughts Quotes, written and produced by Pacheco, www.diaryofthoughts.com. Win a copy of the digital book Simplicity and Complexity by subscribing this YouTube channel. The maturation of the spirit. I interpret the maturation of spirit as an evolution that implies a confrontation with our own consciousness and awareness. By its turn, this confrontation will also demand for being honest enough to admit our mistakes, which doesn't happen very often, as we must be aware about them in the first place. The difficulty about this process is the impossibility of asking for a complete neutrality and honesty from those who recognize this confrontation, and from those we can't demand too much as they possess the consciousness of the ignorant. Scientific ignorance. Science also has its amount of ignorance, mostly when some genius affirmed that the origin of this dimension, along with the rest of the universe, were the result of an accident. Would it be that intelligence was given to them by the creation just by mere chance? The middle term. The middle term was always the master key of wisdom. In the search for advising, even helping in spiritual terms, our fellow humans, many of us don't realize that life in this dimension implies much more than this. It also implies to appreciate the beauty that manifests itself through our relationships, even through habits that are apparently meaningless and without content, but make part of our small pleasures in life. It's called living. Regardless their good intentions and being completely lost in their own obsession, they forget we are mere human, their spirituality being gradually transformed in an extremely selfish form of living, though unconsciously causing suffering around them. They take the risk of ending caught within themselves and stay in complete loneliness. The reigning schizophrenia. It's really sad to verify at what point the world is at the mercy of madmen who allow themselves to use power as mere game of chess between political adversaries. We watched the elected president of the United States in 2016 playing the game of enemies of America, endangering the economical, political, and military world stability. Populations are simply ignored on their fundamental rights to feed the ego of the reigning schizophrenia. The new America. Normally, I don't used to mix myself with politics. However, while watching the political circus that involves the American presidential elections in 2016, I'm obliged to get to the conclusion that we are assisting to the degeneration of ethical principles where moral and respect simply don't exist. The big risk for the rest of the world is if this phenomenon becomes the mirror of the new America. The Diary of Thoughts Quotes, written and produced by Pacheco, www.diaryofthoughts.com. Win a copy of the digital book Simplicity and Complexity by subscribing this YouTube channel.